We'll ask our pilot, Dave. He's keeping the pursuit out on his side so we can keep a close eye on this guy, not only with the camera, but with the advantage of the pilots up here. We're not seeing any units really in vicinity of him. Every so often you'll see, maybe a CHP officer staged at an off-ramp or an on-ramp, just, basically staying within a zone if they need to intervene here, or if this person exits the freeway. There's some units that could be somewhere within a quick response, but right now they're just giving him some space. They're staying out of sight. Dave's telling me now that there might be some that are gaining some speed, maybe trying to catch up to him. You got one. There's one side of it is, you don't want to spook this guy. The other side of it is, you somewhat want to alert the public, that there is somebody that is evading and driving at a much higher rate of speed than everyone else, and somewhat give them some sort of a warning before this guy is right up alongside your car, or you're trying to switch lanes and this guy is going 3 times faster than you. So we'll look out once again, see how close maybe those units are. If it appears that maybe they want to get right behind him, or just, again, it looks like that might have been a motor officer on the shoulder there. Now, let me widen out here. Sorry about that. Let's see what he decides he wants to do. Yeah, it looks like, okay, now there's another unit there. It looks like CHP. Now, again, this was originally a sheriff pursuit, and since he's been on the freeways for a duration of time, they were eventually able to get CHP to take over. But there is a sheriff helicopter that is above, or at least it was at one time. Dave, is he still? Oh, it's CHP now? Okay, all right. So we are full CHP mode at this point. Here, still continuing westbound on the 10 freeway through Alhambra. Okay, so we can see the motor officer is gaining some speed. He is now behind the vehicle. You can see the squad car is now catching up. So there's no doubt this guy is aware that they have not given up on this. I believe that might be the 710. Dave, is that 710? Yeah, it looks like 710 here. Southbound, so now he's committed to the 710 South here in the Alhambra, East LA area. Units still closely behind him. It looks like they may actually have a few additional units. And no, that's a transition road as well. I don't believe he's exiting here. I think he's just curving around the bend here. Front passenger side, Dave.
Good morning to you folks. JB here with you live on WFLA now, tapping into the signal from our sister station KTLA in Los Angeles. This is the Los Angeles Metro, where we are following a chase, a high-speed pursuit of a burglary suspect that, according to Fox 11, this is in the Walnut area of San Gabriel Valley. And according to reports, this has mostly been occurring on the 210 freeway, and at least 2 cars have been hit in this chase so far. We'll continue to monitor the latest reports out of Los Angeles from our friends at KNBC and KTLA as we, again, stay here with you live from the chopper signal showing you this high-speed pursuit in the greater Los Angeles area.
Or seen just yet. We're making our way over to the passenger side as to look at so we can look at the front passenger tire, see if it is indeed blown out. We're not seeing any smoke yet, so it's likely still intact, but it could be running low. So we'll make our way over there and see if we can get a good vantage point and see if he is inevitably going to be disabled here. We're still continuing southbound on the 710 freeway here at about 3rd Street now in East LA. Looking up ahead, traffic is good, so fortunately he's going against traffic, so he's still able to make his way through here. Still driving aggressive, still now on the shoulder here, so we're doing everything we can to get in position here and see what we got going on. That does look like he's running on a wheel. I don't see a tire. Yep. Without no sign, no indication, unless we're not seeing any smoke. He's his maneuvering is normal. So without actually seeing the tire gone, I mean, you would think he's nothing to see here. Some sparks, yeah. Oh, he locked up here. Okay, okay. Just as we say that. All right, so he was hitting the brakes. He's on some sort of transition here. Wow, he might have made the mistake of trying to get onto the southbound 5 here. So we'll see how this works out for him. Obviously, the transition road is narrow, and there's traffic. So we'll see what they decide to do here. Or this person here. I say they, but we're not hearing any reports of how many people, if more than one person is inside this vehicle here. All right, so now he's here on the southbound 5 at Eastern, entering the city of Commerce. He'll be coming up, to the Citadel area, and you can see he's trying to make his way through traffic once again. Continuing to give away. CHP now directly behind him. Now he's on the shoulder. Picking up some speed here. Hopefully these people see him, coming up alongside. They're not, on that divider line there. Dave, let's try and favor the passenger side when we have it. Yeah, let's just favor that side for now. When possible.
For our audience just joining us, JB here with you live in the Stream Center. We are, again, following this from KTLA, our sister station in Los Angeles, as we monitor this live feed from their helicopter showing a burglary suspect pursuit ongoing. And you can see this vehicle, the driver of this vehicle is weaving in and out of lanes, nearly hitting a car there. Oh, and now just tapping a vehicle there, nudging that vehicle. Let's go back to the live coverage here from KTLA. Again, there is no rubber on that front passenger side tire. Completely gone is the rubber from that tire. but still able to get to speeds of more than 60 miles per hour over the last several minutes. We'll continue to listen in live.
Yeah. Yeah, we're start. All right, looks like yep, he's certainly in more dense traffic here. Trying to look ahead. He could be in this for a little while here. Back to that traffic collision that just happened. That's a whole separate deal now for all these commuters that are on the freeway. That's going to be now stuck in lanes. CHP is going to have to get involved. That's just going to cause even more frustration for those commuters that are, trying to make their way through the commerce area. So, and back to the pursuit up here, we are approaching the Garfield off-ramp here. Looks like he might be passing it now. Still remaining on the freeway, insisting on squeezing through traffic and driving on the shoulder. Still running on, 3 active tires that we know right now. And, you got these people that are entering the freeway, have no idea this guy is running from authorities here. Let me widen out and see if those units have chosen to back off. You can see the motorcycle, the motor unit that's still back there. I don't see any squad cars, but still, an officer within vicinity, maybe not directly behind him, giving a little space again, once again. But they are certainly staying within a close distance. Helicopter still overhead, updating the ground units with position and exactly the attitude of this driver here. So definitely a desperate driver here. Looks like he ran. Oh, is he throwing something out there? Okay. Yeah. All right. So we were trying to stay on the passenger side, but you can see from that sound wall, if we're on the passenger side of the vehicle, we'll lose him there with the sound wall because he's just driving so erratic. But now through the gore point here, on the shoulder, people entering the freeway, and the more he goes through these gore points and these areas that are parts of the road that are these rough parts of the road, the harder it's going to be for him to maneuver on those 3 tires that he's down to at this point.
As we monitor this feed, there are 5 helicopters in the air pursuing video, obviously getting video of this chase with this high-speed pursuit, again, in progress in Los Angeles. Let's just really recap. Take a second to recap what we know. This has been going on for at least the last 45 minutes in the greater Los Angeles area. This is a driver on 3 tires. This is a burglary suspect in the area, according to a Fox report in the area. And also, too, we do not know how many people are inside this vehicle, whether it's the driver and passengers or just the driver solo. They are tinted windows, clearly. And the speed's fluctuating anywhere from 20 or so to maybe 60 plus miles per hour as we now regain some momentum. This is live from, again, Los Angeles, just outside of Los Angeles. And again, 5 helicopters are following this chase in progress. This is on Interstate 5, as I understand it, in San Gabriel Valley. Back to the live coverage.
In there by the sheriff to just, give him some space, let the helicopter keep an eye on him. And now, he's chosen to stay on the freeway. So that's fortunate, for everybody at the moment. So you had mentioned that these pursuits that generally stay in a particular area. So we are approaching the 605 freeway. I would be curious if he'll choose to jump back on the 605 north, which is going to put him back up, back in that area where he came from. So many freeways over, many miles, but still in one large circle. So we'll see what he chooses to do here. If he's going to continue on the 5, maybe he'll make his way down to the 57, back into the industry area, Walnut area where it originated. So we'll wait and see. Now another factor. Oh, he's starting to spark now. We're starting to get sparks now. So he's getting lower and lower. It looks like this person, I keep saying he, but we don't know if this is a male or female. So looks like he has passed the transition, continuing southbound on the 5. We'll see how far he can make it on this wheel that is now, this rim that is now starting to spark. He'll be down to the axle soon enough. And you can see now the rear bumper is starting to flap. So you can just see it's starting to destroy itself. So he may not, we talked about how he might make it to the 57. I don't know at this point. He could be disabled before, sooner than later. So now, just more and more sparks as he gets closer and closer to the axle. You can just see the metal shredding off the front end of this BMW here. We're trying to look out the window here to see if any of these motor units have, chosen to. Okay, I can see at least one squad car southbound on the 5 gaining some speed. He's getting closer and closer. I don't know how close they'll get as we got metal debris flying off of this vehicle, but they are certainly anticipating this guy will be at a stop, once this, as soon as this car is disabled. They know it's coming.
As a reminder to our audience, this is a live feed from KTLA in Los Angeles. And again, as a reminder, with a live feed and with this chase perhaps coming closer to its conclusion, a reminder that as we pursue this live, anything can happen at any moment and viewer discretion is advised. Again, as we understand it, several units with Los Angeles authorities are keeping their distance behind this vehicle. Again, the pursuit that is going on right now on I-5 in the greater Los Angeles area. But now with the vehicle beginning to break down, especially that passenger side front tire really being completely gone and riding on that rim, this chase could be coming to its conclusion here momentarily. Again, as a reminder, viewer discretion is advised.
Job, Jave. Thank you. Okay. Yep, he's blowing out now. We're trying to stay on that passenger side as best we can. The sound wall is, we don't want it to block our picture here. Dave, our Sky5 pilot, doing a great job at trying to keep these pictures for us. Looks like he may be on an off-ramp here. Looks like he's realized that he just can't keep up at freeway speeds. Yeah, so Rosecrans Avenue here, approaching the interchange here. Will he slow down? No, he's just continuing on here. So, oh, back on the on-ramp. That's okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's using the downhill for some momentum. I don't know. But all right, here we go. We're back up onto the 5 freeway. Just when you think he's slowing down, he's picking up speed again. So 75 miles an hour plus. You know, there's virtually nothing left on that front passenger side. We'll try and get back in position again to show you what might be left, but it's still continuing to shred the front of the car, and looks like he's found an open patch of freeway here. So, yeah, he's going rather fast. You can see squad unit behind him, at least one of those CHP officers directly behind him. Dave is communicating with the other aircraft up here with us, trying to get in a position to where we can see the wheel. Looks like there is little bits and pieces of it left, but clearly not turning anymore. Destroyed. Yeah.
I've been covering a lot of car chases over a lot of years. I have never seen a rim last this long. This is at least 10 or so minutes that this rim has been riding on flat concrete, creating those sparks, and all of that friction. The car is still able to reach speeds of more than 80 miles per hour. Never seen it before. We'll again continue to monitor this. This is live from Los Angeles, east of Los Angeles, on I-5 as authorities pursue. Oh, a piece just broke off there as authorities pursue a burglary suspect, according to Fox 11. We're again monitoring the situation, and viewer discretion is advised as we again follow this live feed from KTLA.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely going to be without any sort of, I mean, practically a boat here before we know it here. So, okay, so CHP right behind him, keeping close eye. They know it's inevitable. He will be disabled, and they want to be in position. It's hard for me to say. I see some other units of the CHP. I actually see several a little further back, so they are still giving him some space. They know he's still desperate to get away, and you know, they don't want to, you know, increase the danger this late in the game when they've done such a good job at trying to prevent, you know, any sort of major incident. We had seen a couple of collisions, but you know, nothing too violent, and hopefully that remains. So aside from this, yeah, right, exactly. So you got those pieces of debris that are still flying up, you know, maybe causing some other flat tires along this freeway. Okay, so it looks like he is still on the shoulder. Looks like he may be exiting here at Beach Boulevard. CHP closely behind him. Now this could be a time where they could possibly go in for a pimp maneuver. We'll see. I have not heard whether they've been authorized to perform such a maneuver, but now he's on Service Street southbound on Beach Boulevard here in the Buena Park area. So I believe this might be Orange County at this point, or close to it. No. Okay, so he's picking up speed once again. You can see the air unit just passing overhead. I'll widen out here and see if he's obeying any sort of, you know, intersection, any of the red lights here. Still going, okay, opposite side of traffic here. So now he's opposing the traffic here, still trying to get away. Looks like he's ran the red light through the intersection. Now back on the right side of the road. CHP still behind him. Hopefully, oh, okay, so he's getting back on a freeway here. I believe that was a 91 freeway. Okay, let's see if they can go for the maneuver here. This would be a great time oh, okay, they just could not get in position. Yep, they were thinking about it, and he gained too much speed, and you could see the vehicles that were just ahead of him, so they didn't want to create a bigger incident there. Okay, so now we are here on the 91 freeway westbound once again. So I would have expected he was going to go northbound, but here we are, 91 westbound here at Knott Ave in Buena Park. CHP keeping up speed with him at this point. 90 miles an hour. You can see that front wheel starting to spark once again. He's basically just grinding down what's left of that rim, likely driving on the axle and, well, the front bumper. And there goes the rear bumper. So might be easy to identify this guy, you know, at this point. I know it could be a BMW commercial at this point.
The bumper here holding on by a thread. And that hubcap, too, facing us.
Trailer, right, at this point. So, all right, so we're back in traffic here. Hopefully we can keep things safe. We still have debris flying from the vehicle. CHP directly behind him. We have more squad units that are gaining speed and getting in position. In the event that this guy becomes disabled. Now, once, if they do remain on the freeway and this does come to a stop, they will, you know, do a traffic break. They're going to bring everybody to a stop. Oh, okay, here we go. Is that the last little bit? Hanging on by a thread or a hose? Yep. That would be bad. Yeah, it's got to be, you know, the only thing keeping that thing on is the lugs and the axle. You know, that thing is just falling apart, getting destroyed here. Okay, so is this an off ramp here? Wasn't sure if he was working towards an off ramp or
as some of our commenters have been noting, I have never seen a vehicle last this long as it is quite literally falling apart in front of our very eyes. Some of our commenters are asking, oh my God, is this something like a BMW commercial? Because this vehicle is still going somehow, despite piece by piece falling apart. Again, monitoring this from KTLA as the vehicle accesses the shoulder. Again, viewer discretion is advised because this is a live feed, so we remind our audience anything can happen at any point. But if your mind is completely blown that somehow this vehicle is still on the road and still able to get to speeds of more than 80 miles per hour, you're not alone. I am too. I'm in disbelief. This vehicle somehow, despite falling apart in front of our very eyes, continues to lead police on a high-speed pursuit in the greater Los Angeles area.
605 freeway, thank you. Coming up, so he may choose to take the northbound option of the 605 here in just a few minutes. Yeah, keeping up with him. He's CHP, not definitely letting this person know that they will stay behind him, and maybe just give him a warning, like, hey, you know, it's time to just pull over, slow down, come to a stop, and give yourself up. So here we are coming up on the 605. Yeah.
I'll be keeping an eye here on the Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and TikTok Live comment section. Stormy on TikTok Live is asking how long this has been going on. This pursuit is believed to have been going on for now more than an hour. We've been live for 30 minutes. It's been at least 45 minutes since the feed went live, so about an hour.
See west looks, you know, very slow rate, very slow speeds. Likely be that way all the way into West LA. So. Not in the position. Looks like have we passed the 605 here? Looks like we've passed the option for him to take the 605. So we're remaining on the westbound 91 here through Cerritos, and it looks like the carpool lane. Sorry, I'm just trying to take a glance out the window here. Carpool lane is his best option, but there's still plenty of traffic up ahead in the carpool lane. So he's gonna have to be doing some maneuvering here while this. Yeah. If
you look closely here, you can see the car is just spraying debris all over the road. And that hubcap there on that tire is just holding on by a thread. Now weaving in and out of traffic, then colliding with the back of this truck, the rear of this truck. And by now, drivers in the area have to know that there is a high-speed pursuit going on. Here we have an interesting look. There's into the sunroof.
I'm trying to look through the moon. Okay, he's sliding. He was sliding a little bit there. Okay, CHP directly behind him. And let's see if they can get in position. Okay, so now you got the other motor officer traveling along in the carpool lane as best they can. And we'll see if he is willing to take an exit or if he's just going to stay on the shoulder here. Continuing much faster than the rest of the freeway. And we're trying to get a look through that moonroof there, see if we can possibly see anything there. Okay, he's in the gore point, not choosing to stay on the freeway. I mean, perhaps this is a better option for him. You know, you can continue to trade. He doesn't have to worry about you know, as much traffic as there would be on surface streets. I don't know, but, you know, it's inevitable. This guy's going to come to a stop at some point, or the car's going to come to a stop. I don't know about him. Okay, look like...
There goes a cone.
Went through the gore point there. Looked like CHP for a moment there was trying to prevent that person from exiting the freeway. So, you know, it's possible CHP would prefer to see this guy, you know, on the freeway if he's going to continue. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it would appear that they're trying to get in position to further disable the vehicle using that pit maneuver Frank has been talking about. So he's gaining some speed. I believe so. We've been overhead, Dave. How long have we been overhead here? How long have we been overhead with this pursuit, would you say? About 45 minutes. You know, we have been overhead, so certainly been over an hour. This person has been going. So car's held up, but.
Interesting note from our sister station KNBC in Los Angeles. They're noting that at some point during this chase, the driver was observed tossing something out of the window. What that actually was, they don't know. They said possibly some documents, some papers of some kind. So KNBC, oh, and here the driver now spins out, colliding with this car. Let's listen in live.
Disabled. We got the driver door open here. Okay, we're going to widen out just a little bit. Okay, two people at least. Okay, see, running on the freeway here. CHP staying directly behind. Okay, over the center divider and the opposite opposing traffic. Oh, so dangerous here. Okay, driver is in the lead there, trailed by with the passenger here. Okay, now across all lanes of traffic of the eastbound 91 freeway. Okay, hopefully they don't try to accommodate another vehicle here. Yeah, hopefully people, they're not wearing the attire that I would slow down for. So we'll see. Okay, so here's the driver here. We're going to stay with the driver and try and do our best to keep an eye on both of these guys while they are on the run here. Yeah, we don't know if they carjacked the first person of that vehicle. Okay, here goes CHP on the opposite side. Okay, there we go. Hands up in the prone position. CHP doing a great job of catching up to these guys rather quickly. Okay, arms behind the back, and there you go. We have 2 burglary suspects now in custody here on the westbound 91 freeway at Downey.
Los Angeles authorities doing an excellent job apprehending the suspects after they leaped onto the opposite side of the interstate and running and weaving through traffic, nearly getting hit a couple of times as they weave their way through traffic on foot. And Highway Patrol was able to get on the other side of the highway quickly enough to apprehend the suspects, despite the complete 180 change in direction. Suspects now being put in the back of this patrol car. Again, these are 2 burglary suspects that were in pursuit, or police were in pursuit of, excuse me. So as we were noting before this came to its conclusion, KNBC reporting that the drivers at one point were seen tossing papers, something like papers, out of the window of the vehicle. Also, it can't be understated how big of a deal it is that they're able to do this right now and keep lanes of traffic open. When you close lanes of traffic in Los Angeles, it creates a ripple effect and leads to traffic building up really across the area. So the fact that the lanes of traffic are still open, despite the fact that a high-speed pursuit has come to an end in this very area of the highway, of the freeway, it just goes to show that, look, California authorities, they deal with this all the time. We monitor feeds across the country, and more times than not, if we're dealing with a high-speed chase, it's in California. It's on the freeways. So traffic able to at least keep up
taking a look at this
some
car
momentum
as they search it, see if they find anything inside of it, see if they open the trunk. You know what? They are still in a posture where they don't know if somebody's still inside. So they have not called a code 4 on this vehicle. They still have guns trained on the BMW.
Could a third suspect be in there?
Whether or not they know somebody's in here, we don't know. The windows are still 210, okay, they're approaching the vehicle here. They'll open the door. Okay.
Oh, they're pointing at something in there.
You can see the officer pointing. Okay, there could possibly be someone still remaining in the vehicle.
That officer is motioning to come out.
Thanks, Dave. We can continue east a little bit here. We'll get some of that glare out of the way. And hopefully, if there is somebody still in the vehicle, they come out here on the passenger side. You can see the black BMW with severe damage. The front end just collapsed. That front wheel destroyed down to the axle. Bumpers are missing. It would appear that they are trying to speak with somebody that's still within the vehicle.
As a reminder, viewer discretion is advised. This is a live feed from KTLA.
Through here, as more CHP officers arrive, they may choose to close down all lanes temporarily until they can call a code 4 or clear the vehicle. The moonroof, which was open earlier, is now closed. I don't know if that's just a coincidence or if they were actually able to close it.
If there is somebody in...
We had 2 people exit this vehicle, a driver and 1 passenger, both of them in custody on the eastbound side of the 91 freeway. This remains here on the westbound side of the 91 freeway at about Paramount here in Long Beach. CHP officers doing everything they can to approach the vehicle, maybe coax somebody that's still remaining in the vehicle, coax them out of the vehicle, and surrender. All windows remain up. Okay, so as we mentioned, now the westbound side of the 91 freeway is now temporarily closed down for all traffic. All lanes temporarily closed down here. Looks like we may have a door that's just opened up here on the rear driver's side. So somebody's still within the vehicle, hands up. Okay, so at least 1 person still remained in the vehicle. All right, looks like this person is complying at the moment, stepping away from the vehicle, obeying commands by the CHP. So as we went to take a look at the damaged vehicle, we noticed that the CHP still had guns trained on the black BMW. So and they had not approached, and we wanted to see if they were going to pull out any sort of belongings from the reported burglary. And sure enough, there was still somebody that remained within the black BMW. That person has come out peacefully and is now in custody. So that makes 3 people. We still don't know if there's somebody else in there. You can see CHP still in a posture where they are, basically making out, they're giving out commands to anybody that may still remain in the black sedan there. So they will likely make an approach and open up the passenger side, make sure that the car is clear. Now, while all this is happening, the CHP has temporarily shut down the westbound side and eastbound side of the 91 freeway here near Paramount Boulevard in Long Beach, which for the safety of all the officers and the motorists here. So we'll see how quick they are willing to approach the vehicle. So again, this is a 91 westbound where CHP is still trying to clear the vehicle of the at the pursuit termination here in Long Beach. Frank. Yep. So fourth person now. All right, hands up. Seems to be complying. All right, backing away from the vehicle. Complying with officers. Listening to commands here, okay. You see.
He might be pointing to an injury, which is why he had a bit of an awkward walk over to the side of the road. That means 4 suspects were in this vehicle during this pursuit.
You know, another individual that they found within the vehicle, and regardless, suspect or not, certainly you can imagine a scary ride along these South LA freeways this morning.
Now, they haven't made a move on the vehicle yet. On the off chance that there's a 5th person inside.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, they are still cautious. They have not chosen to approach the vehicle just yet. There is room for an additional person, I suppose. But again, both sides of the freeway do remain closed while they clear this vehicle. Okay, so now they're making their approach. They do have their guns up in the event that something unexpected might be in there. But looks like they are opening all the doors, clearing it. We should see 4. We'll see their hand go up once they say it's clear. They will pop the trunk, see what's inside.
And again, if this was a burglary that had occurred this morning in the greater Los Angeles area, what exactly was stolen, if there was a burglary that occurred, could be in this trunk or could be in the rear section of the vehicle.
Thanks, Dave.
It's also worth noting there was a good amount of damage to this vehicle. There's always the chance that doors aren't opening or closing as they should as a result of a collision. We'll see if they're able to pop the trunk. Talk about a vehicle that has been beat up. Especially that rim on the front passenger side. As you see the officers walking away and communicating with the other squads who are not too far away. They have not yet popped the trunk. And also, too, it cannot be understated how big of a deal it is that they have closed off this section of the highway near Long Beach. This is going to create a traffic nightmare for miles and hours. So one side of the highway is moving at a, slow rate of speed. The other is at a complete standstill. To, of course, I'm sure the tremendous frustration of folks in California that are stuck in this right now. And it, as we noted, it does not appear that the trunk is able to be released via the button mechanism. So they're now have a crowbar and they're trying to break into and force open the trunk to get to whatever might be inside. We don't know if this was a burglary of a home, a business, if this was something that occurred overnight or this morning. But what these suspects may have gotten away with, it hasn't been clear. Again, we were noting a short time ago that they did appear to throw some papers out of the car of some kind, or some documents or papers. That's what KNBC is reporting, our NBC sister station. But whether or not that's, connected to the burglary itself is unclear, as they again use a crowbar to try to force open the trunk of this, what appears to be a BMW. To Jen in our YouTube comment section, saying hello to our YouTube live audience, saying, can they not just pop the trunk? Due to the collisions that occurred with this vehicle, it is very possible that the mechanism is broken. So they're trying to force their way inside. I think what they're also looking at, too, is sometimes there is a cubby door in the back of a vehicle where you can access a compartment of the trunk. I think they're just trying to find a way to get inside. If anyone's trying to get my attention in the comment section across our 3 social media platforms that we are currently live on, you can use hashtag HJB to get my attention as we look here at the tremendous traffic backup in Los Angeles. This is, again, in the Long Beach area. Los Angeles has, traffic issues enough as is. When you have a burglary pursuit that halts traffic to a standstill for an extended period of time, that only adds to the myriad of problems that occurs with traffic in the Los Angeles area. So this is a nightmare, but it's also one that is necessary as they try to make sure that the road is safe for drivers. Let's also point out, too, that there is a tremendous amount of debris that sprayed out onto the highway, and that debris could be sharp, could lead to problems for drivers, and look, it could take some time for them to clean up all the debris on that highway. It's also worth noting that every single solitary time that there was a collision, and there was at least 4 that we counted, every one of those is a motor vehicle collision that California authorities are going to have to write up and process and deal with. Insurance claims, the drivers for each one of those collisions are going to, of course, have to deal with their insurance companies. And so this was a chase in particular that caused a lot of problems in a lot of different ways for California authorities, as we see the California license plate there. And they're using everything that they can. Look, they're trying to push and force the crowbar into the gap between the trunk and they have it open. And the choppers that are in the area have, without a doubt, jockeyed into position to see what we can see in this trunk, and it appears to be all that for a whole lot of nothing. An empty trunk. those officers are thinking, we just did all that for a nothing burger? Whole lot of nothing. But it also means that there's nothing in there that could be dangerous or hazardous to officers, to drivers on the roadway. So now the big question, of course, is if this was a successful burglary, what was taken? And was it cash? Was it wallets? Could it have been something as small and minute that it was on the individual suspects, or did they toss it all out of the vehicle at some point during the chase? Again, KNBC is reporting that that the window did go down at some point, and there were objects being discarded and thrown out of the vehicle's window. So, also interesting to note that there were 4 suspects in this vehicle. 4. Usually, a majority of high-speed chases that we cover and that we'll get from various, metros across the country, it's usually a single driver, maybe a passenger or 2. But that was a vehicle that was packed with 4 people, 4 individuals that have been apprehended here in Los Angeles. We're about to end our Facebook live stream. I'll hang out a little bit longer on our other platforms, including YouTube Live, and we'll chat for a little bit longer about this. I'll try to answer some questions that we have and talk about some other news of the day on YouTube Live. But Facebook Live, we're going to be concluding our live stream here momentarily. Again, a wild chase that comes to a wild ending here in California, as now this freeway, a complete parking lot as a result of the chase coming to an end. There you see an Amazon truck, all these trucks too. It's just a nightmare for all of these vehicles, not knowing as to when traffic will be released. Hopefully, it will be soon. Welcome back, folks, on WFLA Now. JB Biunno here with you live in the Stream Center. A quick hello to our audience, wherever you're watching from. We're live across a couple different platforms at the moment, including WFLA.com, the WFLA app. Hope everyone's having a good October 4th. Hope everyone is having a good Tuesday so far, and saying hello to wherever you are watching from as we look here again at this absolute nightmare. Traffic at a standstill as a result of this chase that has come to an end, again, in the greater Los Angeles area, somewhere near Long Beach. Saying hello, just want to have it, spend the next few minutes talking with our audience here on YouTube Live. I'll also pay attention to what's going on TikTok here as well. Saying hello to our commenters, Love and Life, Stormy, Marvette, The Narc's Worst Nightmare. Yeah, TikTok Live, always with some of the more unique usernames, of course. And let's go over to the YouTube Live comment section. And saying hello to Greg, Carlos, Ted, Taco Noodle. There's a good name. We're live here from Los Angeles, or the greater Los Angeles area, really near Long Beach, for a chase that came to an end. And I'm here to answer any questions, or whether it's on this particular topic or on a different topic. Here just to say hello to our audience. 3XM saying, yes, I did call it a nothing burger. It was a nothing burger as far as the build up to what was in the trunk, what that loot could have been, what the burglars possibly had gotten away with, and they open up the trunk and it's just absolutely nothing in there. So yeah, it's a nothing burger to me. KM, thank you, saying hello. Sherelle, thank you for that. Thank you, I appreciate it. Can you guys believe how long that rim lasted? I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. That vehicle was leading police on a high-speed pursuit for at least 20 miles. For at least 20 miles on 3 tires. Here, I think we have, this is the vehicle, the truck that the BMW collided with, and you can see the bent rear bumper there. I'm sure the trucker is like, really? Are you serious? Now I got to contact my boss, and I got delayed. Maybe he is the boss. Some truckers are their own boss. So in that case, he's thinking, darn, I got to go get this repaired now and deal with law enforcement and my insurance company. I was just on the news. Quiz TV with an off-topic question pertaining to Brian Laundrie's notebook. I will just say that the contents that mattered to investigators and likely the contents that, of course, pertain to the subsequent and the expected lawsuit that has been filed against Brian Laundrie's parents. I think the contents have been released. Could there be other pages of that notebook that get released at some point? If it pertains to, of course, legal matters, I think, of course, that option is, and that ability is on the table. But Cam Smith, do we have any details about the burglary? No. And it might be some time before we get Los Angeles media to get a response from, whether it's the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office or whether it's, LAPD, whoever it might be, whoever's jurisdiction it was. Bob Custer, hashtag AJB. Great point. What about not just the scorched rim, but that engine, which is probably still fine? Yeah. I don't know if that engine will ever live on in another vehicle of some kind. It's probably going to, listen, that vehicle is probably headed for the scrap heap. But if somebody took the engine and they used it for something, they could always say, look, this engine was in a BMW that led police on a high-speed chase in Los Angeles. It was all over the news. Reading some other comments. Let's go back over to TikTok for a second. Newbexy. How do I say that? Newbexy. We're going to call Newbexy on TikTok. What's the semi doing? The semi is waiting as traffic. We can officially say now that traffic is being released, and at least 2 lanes of traffic are going to be opened up as they try to let the flow of traffic resume to somewhat of a normal pace, even though it's likely going to take hours for that to happen. What was the semi doing? The semi is the driver of the semi is working with law enforcement to say, look, what do I need to do? Because I was just involved in a motor vehicle collision with a suspect of burglary in a high-speed pursuit. What do I got to do now? What's the next steps as far as, my insurance claim? And do you need my contact information? Can I leave the area? So Girl Mom 1321. I have not watched the Gabby Petito movie on Lifetime. I have not watched it. Barbara says hello from Amsterdam. Hello. I don't know if we've had many viewers from Amsterdam. We are a Florida news station bringing you a California story. WFLA Now, we access to a lot of different feeds here in the Stream Center. There's a reason I have all these screens around me at all times. It's because we're paying attention to a whole lot live and in real time from various different stations across the country. We have 200. We have 200 Nexstar sister stations, and we also have all of our NBC affiliates across the country, and we have access to all those feeds in real time. So it's a lot of screens for a whole lot of feeds that come into our newsroom. Let's see here. Taco Noodle. Again, that's just a funny name to me because tacos and noodles don't go together. Where am I looking? I'm looking here. Taco noodles or tacos and noodles don't go together. I have a comment here from Taco Noodle, or excuse me, a comment from Taco Noodle saying, am I going to be covering the Debbie Collier case? And at this time, I have not been given that assignment, if I am given that assignment, of course, I'll let you know on my various social media platforms. Jen B wants to know if there's been an update as far as a story in Polk County. I've been following this the last hour or so. Yeah, there was an update as of 17 minutes ago. Let's read it. Sheriff's deputy fatally shot while serving an arrest warrant in unincorporated Polk City Tuesday morning. 4 deputies were attempting to arrest a suspect at a home on Foxtown South on an outstanding warrant for failure to appear on a meth charge. And here's a quote from Sheriff Grady Judd. They entered the trailer successfully. Shots were fired, and ultimately one of our very young deputies, 21 years old, been with us a short period of time, died at Lakeland Regional Medical Center despite valiant efforts of Polk Fire Rescue and the Trauma Center. Deputy's name not yet released, Jen, and neither has the suspects. I'm sure this is a story we will be covering extensively in the hours and days ahead, but sad news out of Polk County. I'm just going to shout out TikTokers because if you found me on TikTok and you're still hanging out, I know that TikTok isn't the most, live-centric platform, but we're still, trying to reach our audiences across all platforms. So I'm just going to, if you're on TikTok Live on my WFLA JB account, I'm just going to start shouting out people. Love and Life 20, Stormy 7572, Girl Mom 1321, Tawny 0621. If you guys say hello, I will give you a shout out. Just saying hi as we try to, of course, interact with audiences across as many different platforms as possible. Melanator with a hashtag AJB comment talking about the differences between California and Florida. And look, there's still law and order in California.
How much of a recap they want from me, or if they just want the traffic.
There's still law and order in California. It's just different. It's just the laws are different, and how cases are prosecuted in California, optics wise, I think are just viewed differently than in other states, such as Florida. The law of each individual state is going to be unique. And then, of course, how aggressive, district attorney's offices are as far as pursuing charges and pursuing criminals in various states and various jurisdictions. That, of course, is going to range from state to state to county, sometimes even town to town. Let's see. I appreciate the constructive criticism, Inspect. Please avoid using the same descriptors. Yeah, please. I would love, pass it along. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. Do you mean as far as commentary, or do you mean as far as descriptors on videos? Pass it along. Yeah, Jen, only 21. That's so young. My thoughts and prayers with his family, officers, community. Yeah, I appreciate that. Quiz TV. Thanks for everything. Really appreciate it. Salome, AJB, much love from East Africa. Again, I'm going to spend another 10 or so minutes just talking with you guys out there, and more than anything, just wishing everybody a happy Tuesday from the Stream Center as this story comes to its end, and just again saying hello to wherever you are watching from. As I look here at YouTube Live, we'll go back over to TikTok Live. Maple Girl says hi. Pammy says hi. Calamarine 79 says hi. HWA says, what is this channel? First time here. Good info. I appreciate that. It's WFLA Now. It's our wild and crazy experiment into interactive journalism. Yeah. It's our concept for trying to, with every story that we cover, interacting with our audience across multiple social media platforms to give you a voice more than any other news outlet in the country. That's my goal, is to try to make sure that you feel included here and you feel welcome here and you feel like this is a place where we can discuss the news stories that we cover rather than you just receiving information and feeling like your voice doesn't matter. I think that we can do a whole lot here as far as, as far as interacting with you and making sure that your voice is heard. As we got a lot of comments coming in now. Pammy007, happy Tuesday to you too on TikTok. The Positive Karen saying hello. Hello. Jujubee saying hello too. And Pie Girl 1985, hello from PEI Canada. I'm pretty sure I know what PEI Canada is. That's Prince Edward Island, right? Just Googling. Yeah, Prince Edward Island. I don't know all of my Canadian provinces, but I do recognize that acronym. So don't quiz me on Canadian stuff, though. I will let you down. There's no doubt about it. As we have a nice shot here from East Los Angeles. Flash Funny for All. Hi, JB. Hello. Craig Maelstrom 1. Hi from Scotland. Ryan Teasdale. Hashtag KJB. Hi. I'm just going to put, I don't think that people know that I'm on TikTok, but I'm on TikTok now. Why? Because a lot of people are on TikTok. So TikTok, and I'm going to put the link in the YouTube live comment section. I can find it. Hold on, stand by. A lot of tabs open. Share, right? Is that? Nope, that's messages. Where's the share button on this portal? Live info. Oh, there it is. Right in front of me. Copy link. Duh. Okay. There it is. Let's stay with YouTube Live. Duchess says hello from Myrtle Beach. Melanator says hashtag AJB. I appreciate your interaction with your audience. Much love and respect. Thumbs up emoji. Man, I love the thumbs up emoji. Appreciate it. Jen B giving a shout out to our moderators. Pam and Liv, haven't watched you in a while. Sending love. Oh man, sending love right back. Zen says one of the rare news channels that aren't run by lizard people. What is lizard people? Rebecca, do you know what a lizard person is? Is that an insult? That's got to be an insult, right? It's not a compliment. No, it's not a compliment. So I don't know what that means, lizard people, but okay. I'm going to go around my newsroom later and be like, what does it mean if someone calls you a lizard person? I don't understand that. Clown, hashtag KJB. What did the burglary suspect steal and where at? Those are two answers that we really don't know other than the Los Angeles area. And at some point, either this morning or in the early overnight hours of this Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. Go back over to Pink Poodle 123. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for your coverage. Hi. You're welcome. Hope you come back. Love and life. That's it. I'm finding you on YouTube now. Okay. Sure. You can come over to YouTube. You can come over to TikTok. I have a lot of screens for the purpose of A, monitoring our feeds in real time, and B, making sure that I can see all of your comment sections in real time. So we were live on Facebook. We're done with Facebook. Facebook works differently. And Facebook is just overall a different platform these days. Facebook has a different sort of approach for us. We do like live streams in bursts versus YouTube and TikTok, where we can do more continuous live streaming. So yeah, that's a little bit of welcome to the Stream Center, where again we're monitoring all your comments, we're monitoring all the feeds that are coming into our newsroom. I'm looking here. This is my feeds monitor over here. This one, and nothing really coming in at the moment. Otherwise, I would take you guys to another news story. If there was something going on right now, I would just hit the button and take you over to another news story that is currently in progress. But another great name on YouTube, Bat Cactus. Is there such a thing as a bat cactus? What is that? Bat Cactus was saying hello, and I'm just saying hello back. Yeah, so a bat cactus is apparently a real thing. See, you guys are teaching me something just from your usernames. That's very interesting. I've always wanted to build a bat house in the back of my home, always. And the reason being is because bat houses obviously are homes for bats, and they will come out. Obviously, this bats are nocturnal creatures, and they will eat all your mosquitoes. You don't have to deal with all the different types of mosquito repellents and various chemicals and stuff that you would get at like your local Home Depot. Just build a bat house. If bats, of course, are native to your area, I'm sure that they likely are. You build a bat house, you attract bats to your area, you give them a home, and then when they come out first thing, they're hungry when nightfall occurs, and so they'll just circle your area, your property, and they'll just eat as many insects as possible. It's great. Missy Me, #KGB. What's going on in Northport? Has the water gone down? It has not receded significantly. We flew over it yesterday. Northport, a lot of sections near the Myakka River are underwater as a result of Hurricane Ian. Really sad to what's going on in Northport. But as Rebecca Barry and I were on stream yesterday, we were noting this, that there are some areas of Northport that seem to be doing okay, that are either at a slightly higher elevation or they're just not near the Myakka River or waterway, to where, of course, the river has swelled to a point where it's a problem. But I think we have a meeting coming up here. I think we do. Okay, so we do have a meeting coming up here in just a bit. So I've got Rick with an Ace Ventura reference that's just on the money. It's on the money, Rick. Well played, sir. Well played. So this is what happens in LA now. As they fly back to their local airport, they'll just keep their eyes peeled. You never know what you're going to see from the sky above Los Angeles. You might come across something. And our chopper does this too. With Eagle 8, when we return back to, Tampa, we're always just kind of looking out, seeing what's going on down there, because you never know what you might find. You never know what you might see. Cupcake, #KJB, much love from Vancouver. Prayers to the young deputy and his family and loved ones in Polk County. Yeah, that's a story, folks. It's on WFLA.com. It's heartbreaking, and it's just it's a reminder and a sobering one and a painful one for the Polk County community, that every day our first responders, every day our law enforcement personnel, they put their lives on the line when even the most routine of assignments can look. With Michael Hartwick, he was just, that's another example with Deputy Michael Hartwick. He was just performing, a detail at a construction zone, when all of a sudden he gets, struck with a front loader. That was tragic. Every day, even the assignments that don't seem to be particularly dangerous, you just never know what's going to happen on a particular shift. And this is what comes along. This is part of the territory for our law enforcement personnel. They deserve our appreciation. They do for the work that they do and the risk that they take every single solitary time that they put on the uniform. Jay Balu on YouTube Live, #AJB. What is your opinion on not rebuilding homes on the barrier islands and leaving them as natural habitats? There has been a emerging conversation here in Florida about where we should and should not rebuild. It's really, look, I think when you see the magic of a Gulf Coast sunset and how spectacular the sunsets are that we get here, and how people love living on those barrier islands because it's, to them, it's paradise. I think it's going to be extremely difficult for there to be, an option on the table where we don't rebuild on those barrier islands, but it's worth the conversation. It's at very least just worth worth bringing up, where and how we can improve so that when we have the future Category 4, Category 5 hurricane that hits us, we are, the definition of insanity is repeating something and expecting a different result, right? So that I don't want to share too much about my belief on that matter. However, that is a conversation that is taking place, and there might be a live stream where we talk about that exclusively in the days ahead. Christine, reach out to me on Twitter. I see your story. Can you reach out to me on Twitter and I'll bring it up? I mean, I have to, of course, look into it first, but I do have to get going here in a couple of minutes, folks. Hold on. Stand by for 1 second. Sure. So I got another 4 minutes, folks, before I got to get going. D says, watching from South Africa. We love watching you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Going back over to TikTok Live. Saying hi to Galloping Grandma. I see your comment. SK Musey, we get your tweets in our Discord for stream notifications. Oh, almost missed this one, but caught it on TikTok. Oh, look at that. Very interesting. Looking for some other last minute comments. If you're trying to get my attention, just use on screen, folks. Hashtag KJB, and I'll try to get to it as much as I can. Bulletproof says, watch this chase. It was crazy. It was. I can't believe how long it went on. Usually when a car is falling apart like that, it's usually, look, it's not too long thereafter that the chase comes to an end. But yeah, this one was interesting. Hashtag KJB is in your meeting. See if you can get an interview with a local professional geologist for local areas in Florida hit by Hurricane Ian and flooding. Is the ground safe? Sinkholes. Yeah, look, these are all topics that we discuss regularly on WFLA News Channel 8, and so that's something that we might be discussing more in depth. And there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions like that. Folks, getting called into my meeting. I do have to get going. I really appreciate everybody joining us. And yeah, I have heard about Loretta Lynn. Really sad. And RIP, Loretta Lynn. Yeah, I see some other commenters as well. Folks, got to get going. Really appreciate you sharing some really kind words. To the one person that said, hey, we would love if you did this better. Shoot me a note. Appreciate it, folks. To everybody watching online, to everybody watching, of course, on our various social media platforms, thank you so much. And we'll see you next time here on WFLA Now.